Hi there, Lloyd Machedo. Sweeney you from LloydMachedo.com. Who's Lloyd Machedo and Think Personal Branding? The date is 5th May 2018. Time right now is 6:42. Okay, I got this question from one of my friends. He was just asking me my thoughts on marriage and romance. Okay, now I'm giving you my experience. Okay, I'm giving you my experience. So this is my perspective. Uh, all of us have these images and thoughts and ideas of romance from what we see on videos, what we hear from songs, and the images that we see. We tend to see romance as a flower, as giving a box of chocolates, as this heart shape, as I can't breathe without you, boo hoo hoo, crying, hugging, kissing, smooching. And then if you go steps higher, you'd see erotic porn scenes or sexual scenes or love-making scenes. She's breathing and she's sitting on top of him and she's going, oh, this way, and he's like, oh, he's going this way, and they're making love all night long, and there's that silk bed sheet, red, and I've not seen that movie, that 50 Shades of Grey, not even read the book. People talk all that stuff. But here's the reality. Here's the reality of things. What you're seeing online is what sells. And that is nothing but a fantasy. That is nothing but, let me just write this thought. This is for another video, one sec. Okay. It is nothing but a sexual fantasy that they're trying to sell. Because this is not reality. I've had more than 450 girlfriends, because those days I was a very insecure young man. I used to literally write the name of the girl, which girlfriend she was, the number, what I did with her, all childish, immature stuff. So I had kept that notebook until it was 450 girls. My goal was to sleep with the maximum number of girls, be in a relationship with the maximum number, kind of stupid stuff. So I did have sex with a lot of them. I did, practice the romantic stuff. Those days, recording songs on an audio tape. We had that tape, square stuff, rectangular stuff. So I used to put love songs, all the romantic those days, Lady in Red and Unchained Melody, all the romantic stuff. And then we used to think about each other. We used to kiss each other and say, I can't live without you, can't breathe without you. And as I progressed, it became, you'll be the mother of my baby, I'll be the father of your child, and we'll have a marriage together, we'll eat together. And then as I progressed further on, it became, kneeling down and saying, will you marry me? I've done all that stupid stuff, And when you have erotic sex, you actually try to copy what you see on video, okay, in the movies. But the reality is, all this romance, all this sex, this is the excitement and the anticipation that is there in the beginning of the relationship. Okay, as you progress, especially for men, I don't know much about. I would say that I'm not a woman, so I don't want to speak on behalf of women, but I understand women. So men actually, their interest goes really up and then dies down slow, pretty fast. That's why even guys get horny very fast and it dies out very fast. Girls, on the other hand, it goes slow, gradual, grows, and then increases. But the duration of sex and the romantic gestures, they eventually die out. They die out because of boredom. They die out because of the monotony. They die out because of the routine. And then the guys, they start focusing on the guy kind of thing. So after the sex is over, it's more like you wanted to eat a pizza, you were really hungry to eat pizza, you ordered the pizza, you ate the pizza, you ate one, you ate two, but then you lost interest with the third one and you got full. And if you eat a pizza every single fucking day, at some point you'll be like, fuck this, man, I don't want to eat pizza for the next 1 month. In the same way, same thing about romance. But where the game of marriage is concerned, if you get married to someone because you are romantically involved with that person, that would be a very big mistake, because eventually that marriage will break off. The reason being is, if your marriage has been on the foundation, on the bedrock of romance, the romance will die out. Then what will remain is, now you will be stuck with someone who you're not romantically involved with, but with whom you want to have a conversation, a decent relationship, friendship. Like, for example, with me and my wife, I mean, this is my fourth wife. Um, every day she has rules of what she's supposed to do. She's supposed to get up, she is wake up in the morning, clean the whole house, take the dogs down, clean the toilets, keep the prepare breakfast, prepare my coffee. That's what she has to do early in the morning, and by the time I think 1-2 hours, the work is all done. And then she takes care of me. She prepares lunch, she prepares dinner. She's a housewife. And whenever, if I'm tired, she massages my feet. She loves to do that. And I'm glad that she loves, because that's something I love. Others, I would have gone out and got a massage from somebody else. And what she expects in return from my side is for me to love her, respect her, treat her with courtesy, be loyal to her, faithful to her. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't shout at her. I only shout only if something is not done in the house. And that also, I think I can count in the last 9 months, 3 or 4 times, not more than that. So, and she literally, I'm not even joking, she literally, catches my feet and says, thank you for blessing me, thank you for giving me all the good things in life. So it has taken me time to make the right choice, and today I have made the right choice. She's perfect. She's absolutely perfect. And in her eyes, I'm her third or fourth husband. She was married off early. They have this religious ceremony. Her previous husbands, who had thigh, they used to physically beat her. They used to literally shove. One of them used to shove the alcohol bottle in her mouth, and because she didn't want to drink. The other one used to hit her with a fist. Almost all of them used to cheat her, and they were ashamed of her because they considered her not being beautiful. For me, I'm very proud of my wife. I advertise my wife, literally. I show her everywhere, in every post, every video that I can. I'm very proud of her, and I respect her, I honor her. So for my wife, that is very important. But the point is, for me to reach this level of maturity, it has, to make this decision took me time. I'm pretty sure when I was in my 20s, I would never get married to a girl like her, because when I was in my 20s, I wanted a hot girl who liked hot sex, who looked sexy, and whom I could flaunt to the world. And I was myself very immature. So you see, it took time. So if you're planning to get married, please, please, please keep in mind that get married at a very late stage, because have your fun, fuck around as much as you want, how many ever men, how many ever women, whatever. And then when you reach that stage where you feel, now it's time for me I want a baby. So you have had enough and more experience, and now you know this is the time and this is the person who I want to have it with. So I think that would really help. You need to understand also, a marriage is not perfect. I mean, there are days where I'm very grumpy. She knows I like chatting with women. I sometimes have sex chats here and there with girls. Sex chats in the sense just like the girl says, I'm feeling horny, and it kind of turns me on. I say, yo, really? Not every time. Okay, before it was like crazy because I was not having any relationship. Now it's like once I think I've had 3 sex chats as of now. The girl was telling me this is a fantasy. I was in a kind of mood. I said, go ahead, and I was talking to her. So not me having masturbating and she masturbating. Not that. We didn't have cam-to-cam sex. So I'm not perfect, and my wife knows sometimes I talk to females. Although I didn't fill her up with this detail, I had sex. But she does know that me being a man, I tend to have the tendency. Okay? So I know that she's not perfect in many areas, because if I were to ask her to do something, it's pretty limited. So we both are aware of each other's flaws. We both know each other's drawbacks. We know that we are not perfect, but then we still love each other. We still like each other. Before you even think about it, I am absolutely determined to be faithful to my wife. That's that goes without saying. Now, would I have sex with some other women? Explicitly, no. But then again, if I'm with a female for like 3 months or 6 months and I'm away from my wife and I'm horny, I might go to a girl and just get shagged. Okay, that's a different question. But the possibility of it happening is, I think, close to zero, because I'm with my wife the whole day. In this past one year, 1.5 year that I've been here, the only girls I met were the girls I wanted to get married to. And now after I met my wife, I've refused to meet anybody. So, see, I'm giving you the reality. I'm giving the reality of what happens. There are a lot of men out there who are married for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. They go for their holidays, they go for their business trips, and they do go to a sex parlor. They do go and get shagged, and but they don't discuss this. They don't talk about it. I'm not saying all men. Don't get me wrong. It's not all men, but the majority, the absolute majority. Now, if I were to go for a holiday like this, if I go for a week, 1 month, no, most probably I would not. But if I go for beyond that, most probably I would. I would just be like, maybe I'd feel horny that day and I'd be like, shit, man, I just want to go release myself. So it's not that I'm in love with the other female. It's just, uh, me relaxing myself. So the point that I'm trying to tell you here is, you need to keep all this in mind. You need to keep all this reality, which most people will not share with you. Now, maybe tomorrow after I have a baby, I'm not going to do it. I just would lose interest. And with age, men, not all, most men, they tend to, they don't want to wreck the boat. They don't want to rock the boat. So, I think if you're getting married, understand that all these things can happen. Okay? As long as you're a person who's on social media, as long as you're a person who interacts with other human beings, as long as you're a person who travels, there's always a possibility that something can happen. So, understand that the reality of married life is so fucking different. It involves so many variables. Like, for example, my wife cooking, cleaning, taking care of me, the arguments, the fights, even routine stuff like everyday work. That itself is a big thing. And the biggest of them all, the biggest, really fucking biggest, is money. If, you don't have money, I'll tell you, your relationship will undergo so much of stress and pressure, you'll regret even getting married. So without money, you'll not be able to stay with your wife. You'll not be able to have your children sent to a good place. You'll not be maybe able to even stay with your family. You'll be working somewhere else. So these are my thoughts where romance and marriage is concerned. And keep in mind, you need to be very practical where marriage is concerned, because after some time, when the person is with you for years and years, she or he kind of gets used to you. So it's no more being timid and being nice and whatever. And if you don't draw the rules and, put things into perspective, you will really, really, it'll be a disaster. I know so many people who are total cowards because they don't want to get out of the relationship. They're just stuck there. So I know so many, and because people come to me. So I hope this gives you a perspective about marriage. Don't think just because you got married, it's game over. The problems will just start and they'll pile up. So these are my views on romance and marriage. Don't think it's Hollywood. Remember, it's going to be very tough. A lot of problems, a lot of pressures, a lot of stress. And the stuff that you consider not so important, like money, like, the challenges of being faithful, egos, fights, whatever, they'll all creep up. So if you're getting married, get married to someone where you use your head. That's why I chose her after taking an interview, evaluating her, using my logical head, and then only I got married to her. So otherwise you should not get married. So anyway, Lloyd from Machedo.com, who's Lloyd Machedo and Think Personal Branding. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Didn't like the video, give it a thumbs down. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. This is me signing off for now. Take care.